everyone. My name is Jeanette Ramos, and I'm the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. It Takes a Village Housing is a nonprofit organization geared towards helping mothers get the services that they need to raise their children. It's going to provide not only drug treatment services for our mothers, but mentors for our children, home economics for our mothers. This is going to be a one-stop shop that's going to provide for our families. Drugs and alcohol seem to be a big part of our society, and how we eradicate that will be based upon what we do for this population. We're always looking for donations. Help us out with those donations. Anything that you can give would be a great help. We're always looking for beds, we're looking for toiletries, we're looking for money, and anything that you can provide us would be of great help. So if you're willing to provide this population with a second chance at life, check out my website at ittakesavillage1.org, or you can email me at ittakesavillagemom@gmail.com. Here's to It Takes a Village Housing, and I look forward to meeting with each and every one of you.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Weekly Dose of Dano TV with your host, your boy, your man, Dano, in the building. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here for today. Man, we have a lot that we have to talk about when it comes to the Power of We Symposium. As you already know, is the co-MC on the main stage at the Power of We, and man, the stories that we got to talk about are absolutely amazing. I don't think I was really prepared, or I didn't know what was going to exactly go on with everything, but everything exceeded my expectations. So if you're watching this right now, you already know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to drop a hashtag positivity posse while you're watching this. If you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this live, if you're watching this in the US, not in the US, wherever you may be, just drop one of these so I know that you're rocking with me, that you're engaging with the content, that you're digging what's going on, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So, man, the Power of We Symposium was an absolutely amazing event. There was a lot of things that happened that we had to talk about that, like I said, I wasn't really anticipating anything. I wasn't really going in with expectations on what was going to happen. I mean, I was in, you know, when it comes to like building relationships and, you know, going for the kids as well and just being just totally selfless. That's what I was really, that was my number one concern, was just being able to give back to those kids that may not have, they may not have a great support system, or they might think that just because they grow up in Chicago or an inner city or a challenging city that they have to grow up in a specific way. No, I wanted to go over there to dismantle, to just absolutely dissolve those paradigms and those ideas, because I believe all of that stuff is absolute nonsense anyway. Because I know for me, I grew up in one of the toughest neighborhoods in the country, in Camden, New Jersey, and I was being flown out, going over there to have that opportunity just goes to show for me that if I can do it, anybody can do it. And that you really don't have to live to other people's standards, and you don't have to live to their perspectives of you as well. So here we go. Hashtag positivity posse. You guys already know what the deal is. I love watching the Power of We Symposium. Hashtag positivity posse. My guy, David Vardaman, man, let me tell you, I'll get into that later. Let's go is right. Let's go. So, there's just so much that we have to do. All right, let's start with the affirmation for today. Oh, and if you guys are wondering about this, yeah, I know. I'll tell you guys the real story of what happened. So, if you guys didn't already know, I said this yesterday on Divine Encounters when I was on that show yesterday, that in my spare time as a firefighter, there was a burning building, and on the 18th floor, there was this cat. And it was a beautiful kitten, so I had to go up there, rescue it, with my shirt off, had the guns blazing. No, I'm just kidding. This actually happened while I was playing basketball. If you guys didn't already know, I love to play basketball. That's my thing to do. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I just like to release all the energy there and to give people the business, give people the work. You know what I'm talking about. Charles Prison, you know what, Charles, before we continue with the episode, I want to say something to you, man. You were one of the people that were, you were in the background, and I had no idea about what was going on in your life. At the time, everything was happening for you. And I heard about your story and how you're going through some certain situations and certain times in your life. And you were still able to fly all the way out to Chicago to support the children and to support the people with the Power of We event symposium. Man, as soon as I heard everything that went on, I just have a new level of respect for you. Thank you for tuning in for today. And you actually taught me, a little bit about what I should do and how I should go about certain events going forward. Just always being selfless, man. Coach Chuck, if you guys didn't already know, go give him a follow, because he's the man. And if you guys just knew half the stuff that I knew when it came to Charles Prince and Coach Chuck, man, he is a warrior, that man. So show him some love. So, let's start with the positive affirmation for today. You already know I don't have anything planned. Whatever comes up is what comes up. And I firmly believe that it's for everybody to hear, or maybe it's that one person that needs to hear it. But when we flip to that page, that's just who it's meant to be. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go with page 84 right here. So let the camera. Oh, you see that? That's not even green. That's yellow. I don't know why it's doing that. Can you see my face through it, actually? No, you can't. All right, here. But anyway, getting back to the point. Come on, work with me. All right, here it is. Happiness begins with me. I no longer need to look to other people, outer circumstances, or arbitrary milestones in order to start feeling better. Happiness is a personal choice that begins with a simple intention. I'm taking full responsibility for my happiness and well-being starting now. So here we go. Here it is, page number 84. I want to talk about all right, come back. Come on. All right, so I want to talk about one of the phrases in this particular page, and it's this phrase. I no longer need to look to other people, outer circumstances, or arbitrary milestones in order to start feeling better. And the thing that I want to talk about is with milestones and looking outwards, a lot of the time people base their worth or their self-esteem on, the milestones that they achieve. So let's just say a certain job title, right? If you're the CEO of a company, you should be proud of, your company, and that, you had the balls and the courage in order to start that company. But let's just say you're the janitor, or let's just say, you're at a low level position and you're an entry position. Your worth is not based on your job title. It's not based on how much money you make. It's not based on how many women you get. It's not based on what kind of car you drive. All of that stuff is nonsense. What you need to start, or what, let me not even say that, because that kind of sounded preachy. But some of the things that I determine, my worth on is my happiness and what I have to give to other people. if I'm happy for the day and, I was able to give back in some kind of way, shape, or form, or I was able to just, it could be anything. I could give a shirt or I could give a service to somebody or whatever the case may be. I think sometimes we get caught up in our five sensory experience about what goes on in our life. And we start to think that that's what our value and what our worth is based off of. But I'm here to challenge that just to say, for me, I like to be happy. And that's what I base my, happiness off of. And that's what I base my value off of. And I'm not saying that in the place of, oh, it's all about me and it's only what I want. No, not at all. Because, I love to give back too. But I think great life is really determined by how much you receive, but an extraordinary life is determined by how much you give as well. So here we go. Charles says everything starts with me. And, like I said, with Charles, I know that he's one of the most giving people just by the stories that I've heard from him. Happiness is being selfless. Yes, 100%. I firmly agree with that. And it's not about always what you receive. It's also about what you give as well. So that's the affirmation for today. If it resonated with you, drop a hashtag positivity posse. So I know you guys are rocking with me right now, like I said before. And, we have some clips that we have to show. So I always go to film on Wednesdays for the weekly dose of Dano segments, on the street segments, but it rained yesterday and the weather was really bad. So I was not able to go out to film some fresh content. But when I went 2 weeks ago to film, I always ask two questions. So it's going to be all brand new content for you, but the people that are answering the questions are going to be the same as they were 2 weeks ago. But, who cares about that? Let me know your answers while you're watching this too. And like I said, enjoy the content. Let me know what you guys think. Here's the On the Street segment. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dano, television show host of Weekly Dose of Dano TV, and you already know what we're doing for today. We're going around the streets of Philly asking everybody the questions that you need the answers to. Let's get it. If you could change one thing about this world, what would it be?
I think sometimes people don't think about others when they act, and if I could make the world a little more selfless, I think that would be what I'd do. There's plenty of selfless people out there, but I think there's also plenty that are yet to come around. So, just kind of a little more thoughtfulness in people's actions is what I would probably say.
If there's one thing that you could change about this world, what would it be?
The homeless situation. The homelessness. Give people houses.
If there's one thing about this world that you can change, what would it be?
I think I would change the fact that I feel as though, oftentimes people are really misunderstood because people don't actually listen to what they're saying and instead kind of interpret it through their own, lens. And I just wish that people could actually hear what each other is saying, honestly. Yeah.
If there's one thing about this world that you can change, what would it be?
I think I just wish people would be able to connect more. I think a lot with social media and everything has kind of just made people kind of really in their own world or kind of in a world somewhere else. So I think I just wish people would be kind of more present and grounded in where they are and just living more in the moment. Definitely. Awesome. Yeah.
So everybody, that was the question for this week. If you could change one thing about this world, what would it be? And, my answer would be that I actually did it last week, and I'm going to continue to do that, going forward, is I want to be able to change the lives of the people in the inner city because, like I said, that's where I grew up, and it may not have the most sunshine or it may not have the most positive people here, but you know what? We're here to change that paradigm, and we're going to do it one step at a time. No matter how long it takes to get there, we are going to do it. So let's go is right. Give me some of that energy coming into this building. Here we go. Omar, thank you for the peace sign right there. Mahalo, for your kind words. I think I pronounced that correctly. You're going to have to give me some lessons on how to speak Hawaiian, Charles, because I'm not sure if I said that correctly. Good evening. And you know what? Let me say something else about Sherry. Okay, so last week, Sherry was stayed with us as well, and it was amazing having her presence and her experience and her positive energy there. But Sherry, I'm going to say it in front of everybody right now. One of the things that I really respected about you and that I really appreciated about you was the fact that you did not you just went with the flow, really, and you didn't really have like a personal agenda that you needed something to happen to go your way. You were just very easygoing, sharing the positive energy, sharing the laughs. You experienced some new food. You know, it was Puerto Rican food that we had to put Sherry on too, because she's never had it before. I had a habanito, and that thing was fire. Let me tell you, I wish I had a picture of it, but I did not take a picture. So yeah, Sherry, I just really wanted to tell you, thank you so much for just being so easygoing and just being the person that you are, because you really help. You know, I say last week really helped me to see a lot of people in a new light. And whether that light is positive, negative, neutral, or in between, it's just so awesome just to be able to share these experiences with you guys. And one of the things too that I have to talk about before we even get on, because I want to show you guys some video clips that we had last week as well. One of the things, okay, I'll break it down with a little story. So I was getting ready in the morning. I did my morning meditation before, you know, we even got to the stand mansion. And I did my morning meditation and I said, okay, this is going to be a great day because I'm going to set that intention that nobody's going to stop me. Nothing is going to bring me down. And everything that I need is already within inside of me, right? So as I was getting ready, I was putting on my suit. Man, I had an overflow of gratitude, and I was actually starting to get a little bit emotional. Like I was about to start crying, but then I had to get myself back together. I had to say, all right, now it's time to get ready because we got to go put on the show for the kids at the Power of We Symposium. But, you know, with the Positivity Posse, all of you guys watching right now, all of the episodes that we've ever had before and all the laughs and all of the great experiences that we've had before, it just brought me back to the times that we've shared here on Weekly Dose of Dano, and just even meeting you guys all in person. I just knew, man, I just know that I'm going to put on for you guys and I'm going to make you guys proud, because that's what I always strive to do. And you guys always pour into me. So I wanted to take all of that positive energy and throw it forward into the kids as well. So that was one of my emotional moments that was going to happen. And I learned that, you know, crying is not always a bad thing. It's releasing, you know, physical space for yourself for more positivity to come in for you guys as well. And for everybody that might be going through it too. So like I said, I just wanted to give you guys your credit, because with all the people that have come into my life, all of the experiences, all of the wonderful connections that I've made, I thought about it all just before I went to go to the stand mansion that morning to go, you know, to go do our thing, to go put on for the people of Chicago and actually around the world, because like David said, he was watching before, and you know, it was a global event. So I have some never before seen clips before. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys. I know I can. Let me not even say that. I'm going to bring it up for you guys. Like I said, there was never before seen. And, oh, wait, why? Come on now. You guys got it. All right, let's see. I wonder why it's acting up. Let me see if I can try it one more time. And if not, we're just going to move on to the next thing. Here, share. Is it a video file? No, it's not the video file. All right, one more, and if it doesn't work, we'll just go on to the next thing. No? Whatever. All right, I guess it's not meant for you guys to see, because it's not going to come up. But it was just some footage of the event when I was speaking and giving back to the, you know, giving back to the people in Chicago and giving back to the kids. So in one of the clips, when I got first introduced to come out to speak to everybody, you know, the Weekly Dose of Dano television opener was playing in the background. And I go out to the kids and I'm like, yo, what's going on? They're so happy to be here in Chicago, just hyping them up, just trying to get them all fired up. Because I already know, when in my experience, when I was in high school or when I was in school, just back in the day, I would go to certain assemblies and I would have a certain attitude about it. Like, yo, this thing is going to be whack. Or, man, why am I even here right now? This thing is about to be just boring. And, you know, you just didn't want to be in that place. But with the Power of We Symposium, I wanted to go in and change that, just to say, yo, this is not a normal assembly and this is not a normal symposium as well. And one of the things that I said to the kids, you know, when I was there, is that you have to start within yourself. And Charles actually wrote that, yeah, everything starts with me, right? And what I wanted them to understand is that the change does start with you. Once you conjure up that positive energy within yourself, then it's going to hit the person right next to you. Then once you guys are vibrating with that positive energy, then it's going to hit the whole room. that once it hits the whole room, it hits the entire building. And once it hits the building, it hits the city of Chicago, and then everything else afterwards into the world. Now, I think that's a very good thing to talk about. And what I wanted to say that is because a lot of people don't understand that. Like they think that they might be, small, or they think that they might not have any value, or they do not have a voice. But I'm here to tell you that all of that stuff is BS. You do have a voice, and you really need to understand the powers that you hold. Because over the past week, especially last week, I saw powers from every person there. Christopher Casson is the man that was there last week, and he's actually been on the show before too, and he has autism. And he really blew me away because even with the after events, when it came to the karaoke, when it came to doing everything, with the breakdown and the setup of everything, he was pushing through his sensory overload and still going through to show everybody, hey, I have power, I have value, and I'm going to show it to everybody that's in the world right now. So special shout out to you, Chris, but just all of the powers that everybody had was absolutely amazing. I even found some stuff out about myself too, when it comes to some of the things that I need to do better and some of the things that are my strong suits. So it was just a lot of learning all over and over again, as we all should. I'm not sure what that was about, but it might have been to just knowing that you have your value. True statement, me expressing I need change now, 100%. Like I said, you guys are blowing it up in the comment section right now and the reactions, because I can actually see it. Just thank you guys so much for always supporting and pouring into me just as much as I pour into you guys. It's just, there's nowhere else that I would rather be on a Thursday night at 6 p.m. than rather here with my positivity posse. You guys are absolutely amazing. So I'm pretty sure I can show some pictures of the event as well. I know that for me, I'm still recuperating energetically. There was a lot of stuff that, happened. I actually went a weekend before too. So I went days before just to make sure that everything was set up correctly, and help, orchestrate some of the things that went on over there. But I'll be more than happy to show you guys some pictures as well. Let's see. I know that I didn't post any, but I know that Jeanette Ramos definitely posted a bunch of stuff too. Okay, here it is, 63. So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. This will show you, just to give you a glimpse of some of the experiences that we had over there. All right, here we go. So that was Jason Cisneros. We actually matched, and I did not plan that. So that was one of the things that I was pretty happy about, is that we matched. Right here is Christopher Rouse. That was the No Excuses coach. Let me see if you guys can see this right here. All right, perfect. That's the No Excuses coach, Christopher Rouse. He's an awesome man. Right here is Wally Green, ping pong phenom. He's played all around the world. And actually, Wally Green was on the show as well. I wonder if there's a way to look at all of these pictures without having to scroll through them all manually. And I know that you posted all the pictures, so that's why I'm creeping on your page right here too. Let's see. If not, we could just keep scrolling just to see some of the great people that were there. All right. Just to look at all of the smiles and the reactions on people. Well, I guess he must have been having a bad day, or we called him off frame. But just look at all of the great smiles that everybody had. Look, Coach Chuck, you actually did get into a picture as well. It was just an absolutely amazing event. Just, I'm going pretty quickly through all of these pictures. There's Sherry, there's Lauren. He was the organizer of the event. But I just want you guys to see all of the smiles and all of the great energy that everybody has. What is this, a photo shoot for Lauren? Where's everybody else in these pictures? Here are some of the banners that were up there as well. Coach Chuck's banner right there. It was just an absolutely amazing event. Just to look at all the smiles, and look at that. That was Tracy. She was the co-MC, Lauren, and here I am as well. Like I said, me and Jason matched, but I was not planning on that to happen as well. Tim Chung, Gabriel Klingman, all of these amazing people. Here's Christopher Casson, who I was talking about earlier. He is the man as well, and he actually taught me a lot. But through all of these pictures, you can see just the joy that people were experiencing during this event. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And here's just like, a big cast of people that really helped me understand, oh, who's this guy right here? Oh, who's this sexy man right there? No, I was just kidding with you guys. But yeah, it was just absolutely amazing just to be there. Here we go. Look, you guys are blowing it up in the comments. Let's see. Rasta Ralph was also on the show before. Huge shout out to Rasta. Wow, look, that's never happened before. Something just fell. It's the plaque that I have for the for being an associate producer for the E15 television network. That's never happened before. It's a plaque. It's supposed to be weighted and not fall. But hey, everything happens for a reason. Here it is, Rasta. Be who you are. Remember, only one life to share. Here to make the best of it and uplift others. Happiness is contagious. 1,000,000%. And there's one thing that I want to talk about too, is that, you know, when it comes to doing certain things, right? A lot of people kind of have this agenda that they want to do things for themselves. And I'm not talking about strictly with the Power of We event. I'm just talking about on a global scale. One of the things that I've realized that it really works for me in any facet of my life is always giving back to, like what Rasta said. And it's to uplift others. If you're doing something with the intention or the goal that you just want to receive and take, that's only going to get you but so far. And I think Zig Ziglar says a quote about this, and it says, the quickest way to get what you want is to help everybody achieve what they want. And a lot of people think that if you're a nice guy, then you may finish last, or that it might not be beneficial to you. And all of that stuff is nonsense. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't let people walk all over you and just absolutely destroy everything that you have going on for you. But it's always important to pour into others just as much as you pour into yourself, and that they pour into you too. Christopher Rouse, he's actually going to be on the show next week as well. So always make sure you set your reminders for the Weekly Dose of Dano show, because that is going to be one amazing episode. And now let me talk about Chris, since you are here as well. Chris, what I noticed about you is when we were doing our interviews upstairs, right? And at the last minute, you said, "Hey, Dano, can you interview me?" And I'll interview you. And, you know, we just poured into each other. There was a little bit of chatter going on while we were upstairs and doing our interviews, but you didn't let that shake you, man. You just went through with the interview like nothing was happening. You were speaking your truths. You were speaking to the reasons on why you were there. And that really helped me understand the fact that you can't just get caught up with the little distractions in life, that you have to make sure that if you have a purpose and if you have a voice and if you're speaking, people need to pay attention to you, and that you're not going to let anything throw you off your path. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing. That's one of the things that I've learned from you. Like I said, there were so many things that I've learned from everybody. I would take up the whole episode just trying to talk about all the great things that I've learned from you guys. David, I like that group picture. Had about all the speakers 100%. Sent me the picture of the sandwich. I'm not sure if I'm able to bring it up. Actually, I should be able to, because that thing was pretty fire. If I go into my DMs, let's see. I guess that's Facebook Messenger. Let me call it by the right thing that I want to talk about. If I go into my, you know what? We'll just bring it up after, because my computer's acting up. It's just being mad slow. So here you go. In the middle of a meeting, so we have to watch the replay later. We're all good. We're all good. Take your time. Do what you got to do. So, like I was saying for you guys before, we're actually halfway through the episode right now. We got to play a quick word from our sponsors, but I want to share with you guys when we come back a few stories about everything that happened over there, because there were some amazing things. Like I felt portals opened up. I just experienced a flow of gratitude, just talking to the kids, what they said after, and taking all of the pictures. It was absolutely all amazing. You know what? I can't even wait. I really can't even wait. I got to tell you guys right now some of the stuff that happened. So I'm going to talk about the experience that I had at the restaurant. Okay. There was, in the middle of the day, the event was over, actually, and we're going on the next day. So I'm really big in the reviews, and I'm really big in the food. So if a place has like 3 reviews and it's like 3 stars, I'm sorry. I'm going to let you know now, if we hang out in the future, I am not going to that restaurant, because I care about what I eat and I want some good food, because that's my relief. And hey, I like what I like. You can't blame me for that. If you're a foodie too, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I was scrolling through my phone and I found this Mexican spot, and the food was absolutely amazing. Oh my God, let me tell you, I had a quesadilla. If you guys have never had those, look it up on what it is, because those are absolutely amazing and those are fire. So we go into the restaurant. It's me, Jeanette, and Oracle, right? And if you guys know Oracle, she's been on the show before too. So we all go into the restaurant and we go to eat. So we order our food, and Oracle all of a sudden just is like, I'm not feeling so well. And she starts like shaking. And it wasn't not like a sick, I'm not feeling so well. It was just like an influx of energy that has been opened up, and everything was aligned from her soul to her mind to her spirit. And everything was aligned for her to receive a lot of information. So she was like, man, like I'm getting like all these downloads and my portals are opening up. And I'm like, like I was just thinking, okay, well, you do that, and I'm just gonna continue eating my food because this thing is slapping right now. So she's sitting there, and then tears start to come down her face, and I'm like, wow, like this must be something serious. So I'm just minding my own business, not saying nothing, and all of a sudden, I get hit with the same thing that she's feeling. So everything in my world, my mind, my body, my spirit have all been aligned to receive like 1 million downloads. And I'll tell you guys exactly what I was feeling in that moment. So sitting there, boom, it hits me. I think I'm going to yak up the food because I'm like, damn, I've never experienced this before. I think I've experienced it one other time. Let me not say that. It was one other time. And I was like, man, is this food getting to me? Like this thing is, even though it was really good, I probably shouldn't have ate it that fast. So sitting there eating, boom, I get hit with it. And I kind of get like transported into like another world. So like my head droops down. This is what they tell me after the fact, because while I'm in it, I can't speak. So my head drops down, and this is the best way I can describe it to you guys. If you guys have ever seen American Ninja Warrior, there is a puzzle piece or a course or an obstacle that they got to do to get through the course. And the obstacle is they have to lift up the wall. And it's about maybe 3 or 4 walls. And with each wall you pass, you get, it gets heavier and heavier. So I imagine me lifting up that wall, and this influx of golden energy came through that wall as soon as I lifted it up. So I'm thinking, wow, that's pretty amazing. Now, what would happen if look, I guess I'm clearing right now. All of this stuff is trying to get out of my esophagus. So I was thinking, man, what would happen if I channeled like the higher power, or if I threw in my meditative state and all of these positive things into this energy, what would happen? So as soon as I asked that question, what would happen, I got transported. So over the wall, under the wall, 360 degrees, there was just a massive rush of this golden energy that you just couldn't escape from. So what happens is there's just so much energy that I just felt like I was in the middle of the sun. And I know that sounds interesting because this is only stuff that has happened when I'm in the middle of like meditation. And yes, when I meditate, like I go to all these different spots. Like I've been to like other planets. I've been to like outer space. I've been to a lot of places. But never has this happened in well, I don't want to say in real life, but like in my conscious world. So I just feel like I'm in the middle of the sun. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, all right, like, let me come back and just go about, having my lunch. So there's a TV behind me that I can't see, and it's in that direction. And the way I explained it was, if you look at a clock, it was about at 7 o'clock that was on the wall up there, and I had no idea. So when I came on, or not when I came on, that distracted me. Chris, go enjoy your day, man. Like I said, you better be ready for next week, though, because that's going to be a fire episode. So all of a sudden, Oracle looks up at the TV and she goes, hey, there's a Mario Lopez. And what she explained to me is that Mario Lopez is an archetype. But I get a lot of comparisons to him. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm Latino, or maybe it's because I'm young, or because we both work out, or whatever the case may be. I get a lot of comparisons to him. So I look at the TV, and he's interviewing somebody. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have never, ever, ever seen him in that capacity. Because when I think about him, I think of, Saved by the Bell. During the Mike Tyson fight, he was actually the host or the MC of the Mike Tyson fight. And I just never seen him in that capacity. So I look up and I'm like, wow, that's exactly the stuff that I want to do as well. So all of the synchronicities were there. And like I said, it was an absolutely amazing experience just to be able to go to that restaurant, not expect anything, enjoy great food, and have those downloads and that open portal happen all at the same time. It was just an absolutely amazing experience. So right now, I got to play a few commercials from our sponsors of the show. But when we come back, I'm going to share with you guys more stories about everything that we have going on. And if you have any questions about anything that I did over there, or just any questions about anything, drop your questions right now, and also drop a hashtag positivity posse. Like I said, I'm going to go back. You guys better be blowing up that heart button and that like button and the love button, because I'm going to go back and check to see if you guys are really doing it. Now, you guys already know I'm super appreciative of everything that's going on. So here's just a queef. I was going to say queef. That's not what I meant to say. Here is a quick word from our sponsors, and we will be right back with some more fire content of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. Let's go.
Except I received this insight about a title called Prisoner of War. The book.
Thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring the Weekly Dose of Dano television show, because you already know this is where the most fire comes from this type of content that you're never going to find anywhere else on the internet, only here. You already know. So thank you for our sponsors as well. And if you're interested in becoming a sponsor or a guest on the Weekly Dose of Dano platform, send me an email at doseofdano@gmail.com. And you can always reach out to me through Instagram, TikTok, which is Dose of Dano as well. And on Facebook, you already know, since you're watching from right there. Or if you're watching from YouTube, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all of these different places, you can just tune into the page and send me a comment. You already know, because we're open like that. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys as well. So, also, I want to say one more thing as well. This is Oracle. I was on her show yesterday, and she's a huge supporter of the Weekly Dose of Dano platform. So she's also she's trying to get some fundraising going for her. There's a trip that she wants to go to when it comes to learning more about being open and receiving. And you already know, if she receives, then she's the type of person that she's going to give back to everybody as well. So if you want to support her, here's just a video to learn more about her, excursion or traveling that she wants to do. And I can tell you all of the information if you hit that YouTube link below as well. Nothing, you're in the moment. Hey, you know what, Rasta? like I said, there's nowhere else that I want to be besides here on the Weekly Dusted platform with you guys as well. So this is why I love to be in the moment with you guys, because this is my favorite time of the week, this hour from 6 to 7. Not to discredit any other time of the week, but I just have so much fun doing this with you guys as well. So I actually was able to get some of the videos going just to give you guys a glimpse of everything that happened. Here we go. And let's just watch some of the videos of, like I said, never before seen top secret stuff. So oh wait, I got to make sure that I actually shared the sound with you guys as well, right? Wouldn't that work? Here it is. What? No, Chrome tab. Oh, it actually did it before. All right. So here's some of the content that we have to show. So here it is.
I'm almost 60 years old, and I never woke up and looked outside my front door and saw such a beautiful sight as I did when I saw y'all walking up that great time. So I want to introduce first a young man, and he came when I found him. He was in my last audience that I was speaking at in what was that? New Jersey, right before COVID, and his mother brought him up and introduced him, and we started working together and coaching, and now he has a television show of his own. He helps you in the evening, I help you in the morning. My good friend and your co-main agency today, Daniel, as you're also known as Weekly Dose of Dano. Take a look.
So I can't show you all the whole sauce, but just, wow, I have the biggest smile on my face because I don't really remember too much of what happened over there. I mean, I do, but when you're actually in the moment and you feel the energy, I just felt like a rush of positive energy. It was really hard to describe and hard to really accept, because I know I always give you guys that fire and that passion, but to be able to receive it in that same manner in person has been nothing like anything that I've ever done before in person. So I just felt like a rush, and it almost got to a point where it felt like it was going to be like too much, but I was able to channel that in and help with the performance. So that was one of the videos, and with the other video, let's see. All right, well, that's 31. So we know that if we do, come on, why are you acting like that? Why are you being like that? Oh, here it is. All right, cool. Now I'm able to bring up the other one. So here we go. And count it down. Yeah, you know what? That was another, Denise, you hit the nail right on the head too. So Lauren, as you guys already know, he was the director of the event. And he goes, this is going to be an anointed experience. So make sure that you're keeping your eyes peeled for everything that I'm going to be talking about and everything that I want to show you beforehand. Because we had a lot of conversations. Like I said, I helped them with the setup of everything, of most things, and just helping them out. And he said, this is going to be an anointed experience. So I was like, okay, like whatever that means, sure. Whatever, Lauren, you just do your thing and I'll follow right behind you. But there was a lot of instances and a lot of situations where I firmly believe that was the case, Denise, 100%. I felt all of that love. I felt that divine power. And actually, if you guys didn't already know, this is one of the gifts that I received from there as well, which is the Tree of Life. So this one has a red pouch on it, and I was able to throw some essential oils onto the pouch. I think it's like peppermint and lavender to like help channel all of that energy and throw it into everything that we do as well. So he was like, man, this is going to be an anointed experience. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But there was a lot of situations where the giving forward and the passing on into always passing it forward happened so many times. And I'll give you one of the examples is that there was a girl in the crowd. And look, you saw that? You saw how it refocused, because that just shows to show you that it was the truth. So, and also these were a part of the gifts as well, just some of the bracelets that I have. So there was a woman there, I think she was about 18 years old, and she won a laptop that was going to be hers. So she won a contest and she won a laptop. So she grabs it, gets off a stage, and she goes to talk to her mom. So then I see something happen as she's talking. She goes back up to the stage and she says something in Lauren's ear, and he says, "Okay, everybody, well, I just want to show you about how powerful the Power of We event, the Power of We Symposium is." He goes, "The girl is willing to re-gift or pass forward the laptop to give to somebody else because she already had so many, or she already had a laptop." And that was really the theme, was just always passing it forward and just giving to the next person and giving to the person that's beside you or in front of you or behind you. And that was just one of the things out of many that, like I said, that I can't really explain all of the great things that have been happening at that event. So that was one of the clips. Now, let me see if I can show you guys the other clip. Here we go on the Chrome tab. And here it is.
Anything it is that you want in your life, we need to have high energy that starts within ourselves. Because once we go within ourselves, it's going to hit possibly next week. Once it hits that activates through, that needs to be Chicago, the world, and then the universe.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that was such an amazing event as well. Such an amazing symposium. It was absolutely fire. And I'm just happy that, I had the opportunity and grateful that I had the opportunity to go and speak in front of them kids, because like I said, when you grow up in a harsh environment and you may not have that support system, you start to think things that are just totally fabricated, and you start to make up lies. Oh, is there anybody out there that can support me? Is there anybody out there that will love me? Am I able to do the things that I want to do? The answer to that is the positive answer, which is yes. You will find somebody that can support you. You will find your soulmate. You will find opportunities that you can thrive on. You're not limited to your environment or your circumstances or anything like that. But it's just some of the programming that we go through our life, whether it's other people, whether it's media, whether it's experiences that we've had. You are not limited to those things. And it's just, it's absolutely amazing. And the reason that I just stopped talking right there is right here. Having your biggest fan by your side is a blessing also, 100%. And I would say that's you guys. I really thought about the Positivity Posse when I was going throughout my day, when I was performing on that stage, because a lot of the people that were there are part of the Positivity Posse as well. And, it's just so awesome just to be able to share that with you guys as well. I'm just absolutely humbled. That's amazing. She should have kept it, but she had one. Yeah, she gave it back. Have a bracelet from the same guy if it's from him. Lava Rocks, Tiger's Eye, I forgot the last gem. That makes 100% sense, because I was having a conversation. I lost what the ticket was about, but that's exactly what it is, the Tiger's Eye in here. So I gotta reach out to the person who gave me these bracelets and see what exactly it's about, because like I said, with this one, it's about channeling positive energy. I also have another bracelet that's about balance and grounding, and these I have to do some more research on, but they felt really good when I put them on my wrist. They felt pretty cold when I first put them on, but now with all the heat coming in and all the movement we've been doing, they've been starting to heat up, and I feel so good just to be able to have them on. Rasta says it's all about work for a good journey, purpose with passion and integrity, one love, enjoy the ride. And exactly, enjoy the ride is the thing that sticks out the most with me, is that a lot of people think that with the destination, once they receive whatever it is that they're looking for, that's when they're going to be happy. But you got to treat the journey and you got to treat the destination all as one. And I've talked about this before in the Weekly Dose of Dano, but if you're watching this right now and you're a new person watching, I'm going to show you why, or I'm going to help explain why. So if you're enjoying the now and you're at a high vibration and you're really, just emanating from within, that positivity and the good circumstances and the good energy, that's all you're going to receive in return for everything that you're doing. So if you're throwing good out into the world, you're only going to get good back. And that goes with the law of attraction as well. So yeah, I perfectly agree with you, Rasa. You're 100% right. And if you guys didn't already know, Rasa was on the show. So go back to his episode as well, because he spit some facts and he spit some fire for us too, even when he wasn't feeling all that great. And I'm going to say this too, even though that I didn't shield up before going into the airport on the way back home. So I have like, it's really hard to describe because I've never experienced this before. But like, I don't feel sick at all, but I just feel like the energy that I absorbed was not that great at the airport because you have thousands of people going through that airport on daily, and yeah, so I'm not really like sick, but I just feel like there was something in the energy field that's an imbalance that's like going into my nose. And even with that, and even with the scratches going and anything that you could possibly think of, we're still going strong with this episode as well. And I'm so grateful for you guys to be here as well. One of the things too that I want to talk about, because we only have a few minutes left for the show, is when I was going up and doing the emceeing part, there would be a time where I would have to get the crowd going and everybody was going nuts and everybody was just having a great time. There were students that were lined up right on the edge of the floor, and they weren't too close, but they weren't too far either. So what I did was, as they were going wild, and as I believe it was the hype squad that was out there too, I went up to some of the kids, right, as they were going nuts and having a great time, and I would look at them right into their eye, and I would say, I can't even remember some of the things that I said. I remember like 2 things, but there was a bunch. It was like, yo, listen to your heart. You don't have to follow what anybody else is doing. You don't have to listen to anybody else's perspectives. Always make sure that you're throwing out that good energy, that you're never being defeated. All of these great things. And it was just so amazing to be able to do that, because I feel like I really, in that moment, I was speaking to what they needed to hear at that moment in time. It's the same principle with these affirmations as well, that when we flip to any page, whatever that's being read at that time is being perfectly said to somebody that may need to hear it, whether they're going through a great time in their life or they're going through the worst times in their life. And just to be able to be that person to say, hey, man, nobody really ever did this for me, growing up, where it was complete strangers coming from a different part of the city, a different part of the world, actually, that you have people that will be up there to support you. And it was just an absolutely amazing feeling just to be able to understand what some of these kids were going through growing up as they're actually growing up right now. And, just to say, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. So it's just, like I said, I'm just absolutely grateful. And, you can hear it in the energy shift, because now it's just like more serious, because I'm absolutely grateful. It's amazing. I can resonate with them because I've been there not so long ago. And yes, and it doesn't even have to be physically. Like, it was only about 2 years ago. I think it was that short of a time period, maybe 2.5 at most, that I made the decision to stop going to college. And with a lot of those kids, I was miserable when I was going to college and when I was doing everything that I didn't want to do in my life. And I had people that I was around that I didn't want to be around, and all of those things that go with that. But these kids might be experiencing the same thing as well. So just the fact that I was not there, I was there not so long ago. It doesn't even have to be like, oh, I was only 13, 12 years ago, half my age. It's not about the age. It's just about the circumstances that they might be going through that I can share with them as well, to say, hey, don't be afraid to follow what your journey is or what your path is. So that, it was just, like I said, so many things to talk about, such little time, because that was a week's worth of time trying to be condensed into such a short amount of time. Yeah, so it was absolutely amazing. Like I said, I'm starting to trip over my words right now, because it's just, it was an anointed experience. It was just such an amazing time as well. And I need a quick drink, so don't go anywhere. And Body Armor, I'm gonna get you as a sponsor, because I'm always drinking your drink on the show, and the drink is fire. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was absolutely, I sound like a broken record saying it, but I don't even think that you guys understand how much of a great time it was, just to be able to connect with all the other speakers, just to be able to connect with all the vendors that were there, to connect with the students. I didn't even tell you guys about the students. I had a few students come up to me after the event and go, "Oh my God, you were so amazing. You really affected my life. You know, I'm always going to remember this moment. You did an absolutely great job." Just all of the positive words of encouragement, because after everything was over, you know, I knew I did a good job, but I didn't know it was to the extent of what they came up to me and told me. Because, you know, I think we start to get a little bit harsh on ourselves and all of the great work that we do. And like I said, look, even Christopher experienced it. Had a couple come up to me. I was surprised. I was actually surprised too. It's the best way that I can describe it, because I didn't try to like I said, I didn't try to go over there. I didn't try to go on my own agenda. I didn't say, "Hey, I'm going to make this about the power of me." No, it's never about that. It's always about the power of we. And like I said, I was really taken back by surprise, and it was awesome just to receive that positive feedback, you know, because I feel like a lot of people don't do that nowadays. We don't give each other compliments, or we may just try to take each other down at a certain time. But when you focus on the good things in your life and you focus on the positive aspects, that's all you're going to receive right back. Anyone that gets the opportunity to change someone and pour into our youth needs to go to the Power of We 100%. David did such a great job for the kids and for yourself. Thank you so much, David. And I'm really excited for your symposium as well, because I know that it's going to be an absolutely amazing time. And I just want to say, while we're live, thank you so much for the invite as well. Look at that. I'm clearing. I'm burping. I can't even speak. I'm burping to make some more space for all of these, great energy to come through. So everybody, thank you so much for sharing an hour of your time for today, to be on the Weekly Dose of Dano episode, to leave your comments, to bring your positive energy, any ideas that you may have. I really do appreciate it. Next week, we will have Christopher Rausch on the show, and he was also the at-home MC at the Power We event, but he has a lot that he has to talk about, and we already started collaborating on some ideas that we're going to talk about. But like I said, well, like I always do with any other episode, you guys have to come on and experience all of the sauce and the great positive energy that we got going on for the week. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Go conquer the world. Don't have any fears, and always listen to your heart as well. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.